The country's most famous political prisoners now live modestly on the outskirts of Addis Ababa. These 11 members of Haile Selassie's royal dynasty have served a total of 152 years in Mengistu's jails. They've been released over the past 24 months, but are still not allowed to travel abroad.
Could each of you just tell me how long you've been in prison?
15 years.
14 years.
14 years.
14 years.
14 years.
15 years.
For 14 years.
14 years.
For 9 years.
For 15 years.
14 years.
78-year-old Princess Tanana Ward is Haile Selassie's daughter.
We were taken from our house and taken to another house in the name of Ethiopian Tigam. We were put under house arrest.
You spent 14 years in prison. Were you ever brought before a court?
No. No, during that time, we were never brought before a court.
Where did you spend those 14 years?
At the beginning, we were under house arrest, and then we were taken to the central prison.
33-year-old Prince Bedi Makone has been in jail since he was 18.
Were you treated well?
Well, in a way, yeah.
Were you with any other prisoners apart from your family?
Yeah, there were prisoners in Alambakai.
And were you able to associate with them?
Yeah, but they were sympathetic.
Were they treated well, do you know?
Well,
Were you ever fearful for your life?
well, initially, yes.
You thought you were going to die?
Yeah.
I cannot deny that. That was unfortunate. During the revolution, without knowledge, has happened many things which are not really can make us happy. This is not peculiar for only Ethiopia. This happened through centuries in many countries. I can mention many. But it's one-time phenomena. I invite everyone to come and see the true nature of this country and what's going on around. That can be the only instrument to know about us or to trust us. The problem is not the leadership or our brutality. The problem is lack of peace.
The all-important test for Mengistu should be his willingness to open negotiations to end the civil war. Without such a move, Mengistu's appeal to the West for help is likely to fall on deaf ears.
We are asking genuine peace-loving nations, individuals, parties, government to join us with this struggle.
Mengistu Haile Mariam, for 13 years Supreme Leader of 50 million Ethiopians, Marxist Army Chief of Staff, and until now one of the world's more camera-shy presidents. How long are you willing to send young Ethiopians, the future of this country, to the war in the north to be killed or maimed?
In the first place, it is not our wish to send even a single individual to the north. And we don't want the war either. We did not start it. We have inherited a very noble value from our forefathers, and that is the national identity of the country. So if there is a challenge against this supreme value, we have no alternative but to defend ourselves. There is no authority in Ethiopia, no leadership most certainly, which has the mandate to allow the emergence of an independent state carved off from Ethiopia. Whatever they sacrifice, we are ready to pay.
Even if it means another 30 years of war?
Even if it continues for 100 years. Are we to sign away the fate of our country? Is this generation, which is fully committed to the establishment of a just, democratic, and united Ethiopia, to sit over the disintegration of a country whose existence has been defended for millennia against all kinds of regional expansionists and European colonialists? Supposing these rebels manage to capture the city of Asmara and declare independence, well, that does not mean that the war has come to an end. Never. It will never come to an end. If they have this illusion, they are fighting for the unending and interminable extermination of the people.
Without Masawa, it's very difficult even to sustain the unity of the country.
The loss of Masawa cut off the vital supply line which brought food aid to the starving in Eritrea and Tigray.
Our relation with Israel is not with the hope that Israel will replace the Soviet Union as an ally of Ethiopia. I do not expect that a treaty of friendship and cooperation between us and the Soviet Union would come to an end, and I do not believe that the government of the Soviet Union will do this.
Is Israel helping in the development of your arms industry?
Our relation with Israel is not a military relationship. And let's not forget, this technology is not exclusive to the Soviet Union and Israel. I mean, you can buy the technology from anywhere as long as you have the money.
So where are you buying them from?
From the east or the west. We buy the technology from whoever is ready to sell it because it is for defense purposes.
Will you allow parties with opposing views to yours to operate freely within the country?
We're a party, the Ethiopian People's Democratic Unity Party. And as such, we cannot decide, have no mandate on the making of other parties in our country. If it is in the interest of the unity of the people, there is no reason why other parties should not come to existence in this country. We decide on our future order as a party, and it is not our intention to retain the monopoly of power, to be the only party. But it is the people, through the National Parliament, Shengo, who will decide whether or not there will be other parties in Ethiopia. But as far as we are concerned, we will be willing to work with other parties here.
So perhaps within 2 years we could see a multi-party democracy with candidates with opposing views to yours standing for election?
Yes, it is quite possible, so long as the National Shengo decides yes.
It's alleged that you killed 12,000 people to gain power and retain power. Is that true?
Of course, this is absurd. I mean, in the first place, it is not in my nature to kill even an insect or a small living thing, let alone human beings. If anyone perished during the planting of the revolution, it was certainly not on my orders. I did not single out any individual to be killed. This outrages my sense of humanity. How is it imaginable that I ordered the annihilation of 12,000 people?
You have very kindly offered to show us the conditions in which political prisoners are kept. Would you extend that invitation to representatives of Amnesty International?
We have invited them in the past. They have come and visited our prison system, and I renew this invitation anytime. We have nothing to hide.
እንመርቃቸው ብለን ያዘልቃቸው